que está en su mente.
I knew what had to be done, but in desperation of saving myself, I became judgmental and arrogant. I feared who I've become, and now I've allowed my darkness to project through me. In this moment, my light awakens and realizes it's been tricked. How do I overcome it? Pretending to not know what to do, I start to lose myself in the dark. When I come across the mirror of judgment, and I instantly begin to feel guilty and disgusted with myself. I don't like what I see. It's tricking me by showing me who I am not, an ugly, cold-hearted person. En ese momento despierto del mal sueño y me doy cuenta que todo este tiempo que he mirado el mundo de una forma que no era para mí, nunca entendería. ¿Te acuerdas de esas nubes grises que cubrían la divina luz de mi sagrada luna? Cubrían la luz en mí para enseñarme a reflejar lo que mi madre tierra mira.
He was El Gore. He was the person who lost. And he didn't know that was totally unconstitutional. And Clinton didn't know. And Mrs. Clinton didn't know. Now she's running for president. All of that could have been stopped like that if we had known. And so I'm saying, and I said it to the hopeful elect here, we need to know our Constitution, if nothing else, through school. We spend 12 years in school, and if our kids, if all of us had known our Constitution, we wouldn't be fighting with each other the way we do. Our First Amendment is really what the wars are in the Mideast and all of that. Because there's freedom of speech. We just knew our Constitution.
For 30 years. Somar has undergone many changes, some not always for the best. And as Eugene said, we have an important election coming up tomorrow at Somar Park. How many of you know where Somar Park is? Fantastic. How many of you live in Somar, by the way? Fantastic. We have an important election tomorrow.
We already exist. Existencia. Is it clean? The moment we are born, we come out in a pool of blood, powdered skin raw from the pushing. We immediately are transported to a sink and cleansed to become part of the species. But what does a species mean to do with us after getting us ready for the filth of living? Excrement stuck to tissues tender and pink gently break off to create a trail for life. Follow the flow of procession, needles and arms, exit the womb into land less sacred. Never to again purify skin the way the plasma did, as it swayed around our heads, crown of humanity. Pre-infantilism, a creed to plead. Under the tummy rub of so many hands, faces from the many lands. Excrete to eternity, a certainty more than death. Break for life. The first breath the infant holds. Recycled dust from a fallen star. El otro poema, Being Human.
With all the force from the leg. The next person up in the mic is me, and I would like to read some poetry for you guys. My poetry is what I'm writing right now is able to get a job just because you don't have a piece of paper. It's hard and it sucks. Doesn't mean that we don't work. We do work. But it's just not the same thing as having something like that. So I wrote a response on one of these days where I nailed another interview, porque vamos a entrevistas y agarramos el trabajo cuando nos entrevistan, pero cuando es tiempo de llevar los papeles, that's it. So, you know, I've nailed so many interviews and then that's it. That's as far as it got. So I wrote a couple poems because I was mad about that because I'm not gonna be happy. Sometimes I forget my place in this palace of socio-economic security. I feel like everyone that walks amongst and beside me are smiles and struggles tied up by simply being human. It feels great to belong, sure, to share joy and the sense of equality, until I'm reminded that I am not the same, that I am foreign, alien to this land, that I don't belong here, until I'm reminded that my hands aren't worth $1 of work, that my mind can't compute American, and even if it did, it isn't allowed. These feet are condemned barefoot, chained to slavery, demeaned to think you are worth more. These bare feet are tired of dragging its open wounds across a desert for 20 years. These dry grounds keep burning and blistering my will. You see no green on the other side of the hill, just a steel fence wall with vultures ready to tear flesh. That's it.
You're absorbing. I see in your eyes, Molly, courage that I seek to find. All that confidence, all that rage, I wish I had that kind. One drop of warrior's blood, 1/10 of 1 pint. Not long ago, I was just a cub. Playful and free, careless and naive. Can't help but sob. Where has my freedom gone? I was not safe, I was not sound. Laughing hyenas, scorching savannas. Trust that animal instinct, Molly. Pause! Firm! On the ground! My father was king. All hail to him. Amazing lion, thunderous roar! Shoot the jungle, impossible to ignore.
In the shadows, hovering to decide for whom to send the sharpest white talon strike. But there is no war here. There are no battlefields of galvanized masses bearing resurrected Indio dances, ready to infiltrate and upend centuries of colonial mansions. There is no underlying cause rallying the slaves, compelling them to break with their chains, to burn Sarah down, the old mission and Spain, to reincarnate first ground Indio state. Yet in the Yankee skies, red-eye American bald eagles continue to fix their sights. Mad omens of darkness brewing impurity's light. The sharp pain, howling whistle descends as a missile towards urban mestizo, towards
under the gun, you and me, survivors of police brutality, and now the oppression of homeland security, and the possibility of a fascist Donald Trump reality. But we don't need no tips or NSA controlling me or you, because that's not liberty. That's not true democracy. No, it's nothing but a bunch of rigged corporate narco-tocracy.